So it's day two. I've made the frame for the door. It needs a couple more pieces of wood down the middle to give it some extra strength, and I've decided I'm taking that backboard out, that bit of cardboard at the back there. Getting this cardboard off wasn't easy at all. I've tried to, the best bet is just to try and rip it off as best I can, but it does leave lots of staples around the frame there that I have to get out a bit later. These staples are quite dangerous because they just stick out, and if you touch them they're just going to cut into your hand, but getting it off wasn't easy, but we got there in the end. Now it's a case of ripping out all these staples. There are hundreds of staples around this frame where the cardboard was, but I had to get them all out, and got them all out I did. So now it's a case of getting this plastic around this without it ripping, without it blowing away in the wind. A bit of a faff, as you can imagine. You see it's fallen off there. It doesn't really want to go on there, but you've got to take your time on this. You don't want to rip it. It's getting on there. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. We'll get that on there. So, okay, it didn't go on at the first attempt. This is now attempt number 2. I took it off completely and started to put it back on again. I just couldn't get it on there properly the first time around, but this is going on a lot easier. You can see it's sliding down there quite well from side to side, and if I tip it on its side in a moment, it'll go on even better. So let's give it a push it over, come on, push it over. Yep, no, don't look at it, come on, there we go. So we can pull it on and start to tuck it in at the ends. We'll try and square it up a bit. There we go, that's the front now, that's where the door will go. That looks alright, it's gone on there quite nicely. And that's the frame. The frame still needs, it's the door frame. It needs a couple more pieces of wood on that to make it a bit firmer, but that's looking alright. So this is some excellent footage you're about to see now. I have my back to the camera all the time and you can't see what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is actually I'm putting a slope on the top of this greenhouse so that the water will slope from right to left. You can just see the piece of wood there as it slopes from right to left, and I'm just trying to secure it on the right hand side, and I've done that without having to take all the plastic off. Again, I certainly didn't want to take the plastic off again and try and get it back on, but the slope's gone in. It's alright, and it's doing its job. So if I tighten this up a bit, here we go, pull it around, look at the camera, pull it around again, yeah, that's alright. So we're back after a bit of an interlude. I have put the plastic sheeting on around the sides, and I've put some more buttons into what will be the door. So what I need to do now is to fix the plastic along the edge here and then cut out the plastic that I'm going to need to put into the door. So really, I've got to get this right. Can't afford to make a mistake on cutting this. Now I need to be careful where I put the staples here. I need to put them on the outside of the frame so that it leaves plenty of spare plastic, a bit of overhang, and that's why the plastic in the middle there sags and it dips, because I need to have plenty of plastic left over to put around the frame. So it's important that when I staple this, I put the staples on the far edge of the frame, leaving plenty of plastic for the frame, for the door frame that is. But there you go, so the door still fits, which is good. So now it's time to cut this plastic, and I need to get this right, so I've got to cut right up to the staples as I possibly can. Therefore it'll ensure that I've got plenty of plastic for the door. Cutting it was fairly easy. It wasn't a problem cutting this plastic, and there we go. Get this plastic off now, and then we're going to see if there's enough to fit around the door frame that I've made, and hopefully they will be. So let's have a look. There we go, it fits. We've got. So now I need to staple the plastic to the door. Nothing complicated about that. Goes on there pretty well. Plenty of overhang and spare plastic left, which is what I wanted. So what I'm doing now here is just lining up the door on there. That's how it's going to open, and I just want to refit the hinge, and the hinge is going on there fine. As I said, there was only one hinge that I put in this, and it opens that way and allows the door to move up and down. So that's it's gone together quite well, and no problems with that. There you go, it's in its final position. All the hard work has paid off. So it'll get sun, well, from about 11 o'clock all the way up till 6 o'clock here. It'll get too hot. It does look like it's on a bit of an angle, and it probably is due to the amount of plastic that's in that corner, but it'll allow any water to drain that way. If you want to open it, there we go. Look at that, and that's the benefit of having one hinge, because the one hinge isn't enough to secure it properly, and it allows a bit of movement on the door so it won't catch on the floor. One shelf, things at the bottom. I could put some holes in that plastic at the bottom for drainage, which I will probably do. There we go, a greenhouse of an old bed. Costs nothing but time and effort. Pleased with that, that's good. I need to put something up against the front of it so it doesn't blow over, although it is fairly sturdy actually. There we go, look at that, isn't that good? Pleased with that.